it's actually very interesting. I've been following the mining industry for quite a while, and I think actually I see very, very positive collaboration, new ways of communicating, new ways of collaborating. I also like to say something, that thing with the these industries, some of the industries is like resonating.
So Runa explained about open innovation quite practically. What he did was, in fact, open innovation. There's the discussing with AI about open innovation, and here is a person requiring some information, and here is a technology that's providing that information. It's combined together, presenting real world solutions for customers, and it can, you can expand it to other areas as well. And of course, open innovation is not new, although we are using a lot more new technologies. If you think about the movement of car carriers, for example, car carriers from the mid 60s, I think we went to pure car and truck carriers, which was an innovation. I mean, previously the cars were hooked onto cranes and loaded inside the hold of the ship. Now you drive it in because that's an innovation that was required. You bring a ship like a parking lot. You put down the ramp and drive the cars in like you would drive into a parking lot. That is also a form of innovation. Innovation need not necessarily be restricted to technology, although now we use it more in those terms than any other practical areas. And similarly in mining as well. Now, again, it for me, open innovation is also driven by the requirements of the market. Like if you consider perishable cargoes in shipping, refrigerated containers, a lot of the previous containers and the goods that were shipped, you only got to know about the issues with the cargo, whether its condition, its freshness, all those things, only when the goods reached the destination. But with the uh, improvement in technology and innovations in technology, we now have smart containers, we have Internet of Things devices that tell the customer on both sides, whether it is a buyer or seller, it already tells them what shape and condition the cargo is going to arrive there. And if anything happens in between, it also alerts them to the fact that, hey, this container's temperature was not correct, or it dropped for a period of 24 hours or 48 hours. 24 hours is generally is a little bit okay, but not a massive variance, plus minus 2 degrees. It can happen, but other than that, also these devices now pre-warn the customers and tell them this happened, or if a cargo is dropped, it records the shock element and tells the customers this cargo underwent this shock. Or for example, if a container is opened somewhere mid journey where it's not supposed to be, there's light coming in. It indicates theft. So somebody opened the container where it's not supposed to be opened. So all these things are coming up based on the customer's requirements and the market requirements. So, and this requires communication between various sectors. And for example, these IoT devices that I was talking about can be used anywhere in any industry for tracking, for mining, for example, for Tracy's business, if or automotive even, it requires a tracking of the cargo. Where is my cargo? If the automotive assembly line stops, it's going to delay production. It's going to get people out of jobs. But this device can tell exactly where the goods are, how long it's going to take for the production line to start, or when it is going to reach. So all these forms of innovation are driven, of course, by demand. But at the same time, as Rona also mentioned earlier, there are some cons with innovation as well. Sometimes with these innovations, and especially now with the technology, the growth in technology, the development in technology, and with AI coming in, it is sort of stopping people from thinking for themselves. They're depending too much on technology, depending on too much on those innovations of saying, okay, somebody will find something and I'm going to use that. I don't need to think any longer. And that creates a sort of gap between legacy experts, so to speak, and the newcomers to the industry, where I'm seeing increasingly a big divide or a gap between the experts and the new crop. The new crop knows the technology, but they don't necessarily know what happens and how it is driven, what is required for these things to work, and what are some of the checkpoints that need to be there, some of the risks that they need to mitigate. And again, the innovation, while it is good, it may not always be 100%. AI was mentioned previously as well. I've a lot of times, from time to time, I test my AI in terms of asking it the questions that I know of, something in the industry from my industry, and some of the times it has given me incorrect information because AI is learning from what we feed it. But if I'm feeding it incorrect information, AI is going to learn from that and pass on that information to Rune. And if he doesn't know anything about the business, he's going to use that information because he says, okay, this AI gave it and I trust it. So the concept of trust is very important, not just from a personal perspective, but also from a technology perspective. Do you trust the technology? Can you trust the technology? Who is training the trainer, so to speak? So those are very important items that we need to think about when we talk about innovation as well. Innovation is all well and good, but within it has its own boundaries, and we need to understand those boundaries. And that is why experts like Runa or Tracy or yourself, Kate, are important in this mixture to bring in personal perspectives, to bring in experiences, learned experiences, real life experiences into the market.